Can you have too much of a good thing? That's the challenge facing the renewables industries, with massive investment in wind turbines, expansive solar farms, and residential rooftops. The number of installations connecting to the power grid grows daily. However, this surge in generation is creating a new problem, and there are now periods when supply outstrips demand. I'm here at Europe's largest solar and renewables trade show to see if I can find a solution. But first, let's unpack the problem. High energy prices and the net zero agenda have significantly driven investment in technologies like solar power. Both homeowners and businesses find solar power appealing for its potential to reduce energy costs and allow the sale of excess energy back to the grid. However, this creates a dilemma. Everybody wants to avoid costly grid energy while profiting from surplus energy sales. This situation is distorting the energy market, as an oversupply of solar power is leading to negative energy prices, which in turn diminishes the incentive for future investment. The key to addressing the problem lies in effective energy storage. Battery storage offers flexibility in size and capacity, ranging from small residential batteries to massive grid-scale solutions. In the UK alone, grid storage capacity is expected to more than quadruple to around 40 gigawatts by 2030, a trend mirrored across much of Europe. There's no wonder, with such significant interest in battery storage at trade shows like this, battery technology is rapidly evolving to address these challenges. But not all battery storage systems are created equal. To gain insights into the hurdles and advancements in this field, I'm visiting the booth of Ampace, one of the world's leading battery innovators. Most viewers will not recognize the brand Ampace, which is a joint venture between two of the world's leading lithium-ion battery manufacturers and innovators, ATL and CATL. While these names might not be familiar, you are likely already using their products. They supply battery technology for various applications, from power tools and drones to well-known electric vehicles. Launching at the show is a new line of commercial and industrial storage batteries called UniC, a clever play on the word unique. This fully packaged range comes in two sizes, 92 kilowatt hours and 256 kilowatt hours. It offers extensive capabilities for various storage and grid support applications, which we'll explore later. For now, let's focus on the features that make this range unique. Let's understand the issues with conventional lithium-ion battery storage. In conventional storage systems, effective cooling is crucial for maintaining safety and performance. This typically relies on elaborate cooling systems such as liquid refrigerants or air conditioning, which increases operating costs and raises reliability concerns. However, the UniC range stands out for its unique design that eliminates the need for liquid or air cooling. Now, you might be concerned that the lack of cooling system could affect the long-term battery life or limit charging and discharging capabilities. However, the remarkable aspect of this system is that it offers a service life twice as long as conventional storage solutions. All sound too good to be true? Let's go and find out more. I'm honored to join Dr. Wan Qingfeng, Ampace's Chief Technology Officer, who will let us know some of the secrets inside. Firstly, Dr. Yuan, congratulations on the launch of the new UniC range. Before we go into the solution, could you explain some of the problems with traditional cooling systems?
Thank you for your attention for our new product launch. Regarding the conventional C&I product, I think because they use a relatively complicated system architecture, our UniC series is much more simplified architecture. I think the biggest problem is the reliability. Usually they use the liquid cooling system or air conditioner system. They may have the risk about the linkage, condensation, or compressor failure. I think over time, if your system, the reliability is better, that means you have lower operation downtime and also can finally turn to the economics. So higher reliability brings more profit, more economics.
And when it comes to power supply and backup, it is all about reliability. How does that translate into economic benefits for the customer?
I think as a money-making tool for economic business investment, they care more about the initial investment, and also they care a lot about the outcome, the business outcome. We design our system because we have a longer cycle life. Longer cycle life, that means more energy throughput. More throughput means more revenue or more profit. Also, in terms of the energy consumption Compared with the traditional liquid cooling or air conditioner, we use a simplified architecture. So also our energy consumption is lower. Conventional system is about maybe 3.5% to 7%, but we cut this down to 1.56%.
Okay.
And we also reduce the initial investment. So I think that's good for our customer.
So Dr. Yuan, to create this R&D breakthrough, there's clearly been a lot of R&D effort. What's the secret that is going on inside?
From the system level, we develop a unique full-range temperature control technology, and it covers mainly two parts. One is the self-heating system, and the other one is the heat dissipation system. And it can also support a wider range temperature operation from the -20 to 65 degrees C. For example, if the temperature is lower than the 15 degrees C, the self-heating system start to work, warm up the cabinet, then the battery start to work. If the ambient temperature is higher than the limit, then the heat dissipation system start to work. Another aspect is material innovation. You know, the side reactions always exist in the lithium-ion battery. So how to suppress or elevate the side reactions? We do some innovation from material level, like the cathode material, anode material, specialized electrolyte, and we also use a very unique structure, like the two-sided tabs. So that is good for the temperature uniformity and also decrease the temperature rise. From the safety perspective, we also develop a cell shell technology, which is good for the anti-thermal propagation. So even we trigger one cell, that the heat will be isolated from the surrounding cells. We also develop an explosion venting system. If there is some extreme cases happens, the venting system help to let the pressure out. So that are our innovations for our UniC series.
So it's not one little secret. There's multiple complex developments that have brought this all together.
Then we integrate together to make sure that the system's safe and reliable.
Yes, very clever, using some of the heat generated by the batteries when they're in use to get everything to the correct temperatures.
Yes, yeah, correct temperature range is very important.
Then at high temperatures, you're using a heat exchanger to get rid of excess heat, but it all relies on your batteries being able to operate at much higher temperatures compared to the other battery technologies that we see here at the show.
Yes.
Very clever.
Thank you.
Where do you see the major applications for the UniC product?
Because our system can support 1 CP and also the temperature range is quite wide. It can cover a lot of wider applications like the 5G stations, data centers, zero carbon parks, hospital and schools. I think it's frequency regulation, VPP.
Almost every possible application where you need reliable power supplies.
Yeah, I think a traditional product, usually they can only support 0.25 CP or 0.5 CP because 1 CP is a very important improvement for the real case. Like the VPP. VPP application, usually they require higher C rate. So we develop 1 CP, even sometimes we can support 2 CPs. That's very important.
For the people who don't understand, CP is basically delivering a lot of power very quickly. And that's something people should pay attention to when they're looking to specify for this sort of system.
Yeah.
Dr. Yuan, thank you. I'm now joined by Mark from Ampace, and we're going to unpack C&I range a little bit further down to cell level. What we've got here, Mark, is the Kunlun GT40 cell.
Yes.
Now, when I think about batteries and cells, I think of the little cylindrical things you might be putting in a flashlight or something like that.
Right.
Is this the same principle?
It is the same principle. Basically, we have 3 types of batteries. We have the cylindrical, we have the prismatic, and then we have the pouch cells over here.
So this is a pouch cell.
Yes, this is the second generation of Kunlun. We launched the Kunlun battery last year, 2023. The life cycles, the first in the industry actually, 15,000 life cycles.
Okay, so I walk around this show here, I see lots of things that look similar. If I was to say, what's the 3 big differences in that cell compared to the many others that I might see here?
The 3 big differences of Kunlun GT40, first of all, this is second generation. We improved the charge and discharge rate of the temperature. Like, for example, right now it can operate from 50 degrees to -20 degrees because pouch cells are mainly known for energy dissipation, heat dissipation. They function very well in hot temperatures, in extreme weathers.
Yes, now just to visit back to temperature again there. So you said -20. I'll walk around the show here and lots of people will say -20.
Right.
They're saying the cell can withstand -20, but you can't necessarily use it at that temperature.
Yes, exactly. So that's the difference about GT40 over here. The second generation of Kunlun we can charge and discharge at minus 20 degrees. In some special cases, minus 30 degrees, but that one, we have to see the configuration of the pack, whether it has a heater system or an air cooling system, yada, yada.
Okay, everything starts with a base cell like this.
Yes.
And then it's the layers upon which you build the final system that determine those temperature rates.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Mark, just to help my battery journey here, we've seen a single cell.
Right.
How are the single cells configured inside a typical C&I product?
I'll show you.
All right, so let's have a dive in. I love going inside a cabinet.
Go.
Most the fixed viewers do as well.
So this is a single module. This houses 24 in series.
Okay.
So there's 24 GT40s inside a module.
Okay, so if I was to take this to bits, I'd see 24 modules stacked vertically.
In series.
In series,
yeah,
all in there, obviously and then they're all in series as well.
Exactly.
Okay, what sort of power level?
7.4 kilowatt.
Okay.
Earlier, you talked about the safety. The finished design over here, it makes a great difference on what material and how you actually manufacture the pack. This one over here has a fan and it has a steel casing and everything. So it enhances the safety. And also we employ the anti-fire foam for each 4 cells inside. So just in case it really does catch fire, only the 4 cells will be affected. The other cells will remain unharmed.
Okay, so inside there, 4 cells, and then each 4 cells are isolated from adjacent 4 cells.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say isolated, but there's an anti-fire foam in between.
Okay, is that a liquid foam or is it?
No, it's a foam.
It's a foam. So
yes.
It's sort of injected in there.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And the final piece of our battery journey, not only do you develop batteries for the big C&I stuff, you're also behind a lot of the core technology at the residential storage level.
Yes, sir.
And what products have we got here?
This here is PRS3. Developed this for European and American markets.
What's special about the European and American markets?
The design of a concept of this PRS3, we made the body very narrow because a lot of American and European countries, the garages over there are very small. So we don't want to have a big block blocking everything.
So obviously we've spoken a lot about temperature.
Yes.
And other parameters. Do the same things apply when you look at the residential storage model as well?
Yes, sir. This one is also operable at minus 20 degrees to 55 degrees. Again, I mean charge and discharge.
Does low temperatures affect the C rate as well, or the amount of power you can discharge from the battery?
Yes, it does. We have a graph for that. So at every given temperature, we're going to have a graph that states out what is the discharge rate and what is the charge rate. But normally, normal temperatures around, like, let's say 10 degrees, we maintain it at 1C.
The pack itself looks pretty big here. I wouldn't want to try and lift it on my own.
Well, actually, it's really safe. If you look at the specs over here, 2S, 3S, 4S. What 2S means, 2 modules together. Now, each module weighs around 33-ish kg. Okay. So any able-bodied person will be able to stack them by themselves without any problems at all. It's very easy. It's just stackable. You don't need to have any extra wiring or anything like that. You just pick it up and stack it.
Okay, so if I'm installing this, I have to work in, I guess, blocks of 2, is it?
Yes, 2 is minimum.
Yeah, okay, so I carry in 2, it's 35 kilos, I can drop it down, stack it from there.
Yes, very easy, very light. We're also using the anti-fire system, the anti-fire foam. Every 4 cells, we have an anti-fire foam. That is why we're able to get the certification UL 9548.
Yeah, so yeah, there's lots of safety requirements out there.
Yes, but just in case, if you don't want to put it in your garage, no problem, you can put it outside. We also have IP65.
It all stacks up. You've got the IP65, the extreme temperature rating, but more than enough cycles for the average home.
And also, apart from that, the design is very sleek. Over here, you have this is the status bar, and then you have the charge bar over here.
Batteries are clearly going to be part of the renewable energy revolution. But you come to a show like this with so much technology around, you end up suffering from something I call white box syndrome. You have one white box on a wall that looks very much like another white box. But what I think we've learned from the team here at Ampace, there's a lot of small details going to the build-up of these packs that make a critical difference, both in terms of the reliability and efficiency of the system. And hopefully, you've got some questions that you need to consider asking the next time you specify a battery installation.